It's time now for the Peter Channel Lightning News on this Saturday evening, May 21st, 2016. Good evening, everybody on Peter Wiggins here. Evening news lands at 7:25 p.m. And our top story is in Washington, where Taliban leader Mullah Akhtar Mohammed Mansour was likely killed in an air strike in Pakistan on Saturday. In Baltimore, exaggerate won the previous states on a sloppy track Saturday, and then a triple crown bid by Kentucky Derby winner Nick Whistle lost for the first time in 9 career starts. Egypt's military on Saturday displayed records and personal belongings as searchers scoured the Mediterranean Sea for Egypt Air's Flight 804 flight data and cockpit voice recorders. Washington, Democrats do a general election between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump will be rough, but many never considered the potential of a nail biter. The Secret Service says one of its officers shot a man carrying a gun after he refused to drop his weapon just outside the White House on Friday afternoon. Viacom controlled shareholders stormed a restaurant in this party today. Philip Dominic engaged in an epic battle of control for the media company. Mexico City, Mexico's decision Friday approved the extradition of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman and excluded away for evidence will face what has been long his worst nightmare, living behind bars in a U.S. jail. Tropical cyclone Rano launched the coast of Bangladesh with heavy winds and street rain, killing at least 21 people, forcing the evacuation of half a million residents, according to he said. In the reminder of the dangers U.S. troops still face Afghanistan, a U.S. military convoy was attacked by a suicide bomber on Saturday morning, having damaged an armored vehicle, a Kabul-based U.S. military spokesman told Fox News. Over 30 relatives of inmates, 17 victims were seeking $10 million in compensation per passenger from Russian President Vladimir Putin, Austrian media reported. Damascus, Syria. A new report alleged 60,000 individuals died in Syrian government jail since the start of the country's civil war, mostly due to the dire humanitarian conditions. Okinawa, Japan. Defense Secretary Asher Carter called his Japanese counterpart to apologize after the Okinawa woman was allegedly killed by a U.S. military contractor. Sendai, Japan. Finance ministers by the Group of 7 pledged to work more closely to stop the global funding of terrorism following a meeting in Japan. Fort McMurray, Alberta. Firefighters in Alberta said they should be able to make progress containing the Fort McMurray wildfire over the weekend as helicopters are reopened. In Ahmedabad, Pakistan, the U.S. military carried a drone struck the rear and killed Taliban leader Mullah Akhtar Mansour, a Pentagon spokesman said. Laredo, Texas, another person died in the wake of a tour bus crash in Texas last week, bringing the death toll to 9, police said. Washington, U.S. President Barack Obama left his 10th trip to Asia on Saturday to prepare to visit Vietnam and Japan, while he signed a legislation about to use the terms Negro and Oriental in federal laws. And in Baltimore, tragedy as 2 horses died in Baltimore separate incident races leading up to Preakness State on Saturday morning. In the levels of Lake Mead, Las Vegas have declined in recent years and are approaching critical shortage levels. Anthony Lopez, 31, arrested Saturday a day after cops stopped been pushing his dead west around a Staten Island in the middle dolly. A former Marine from Morado reached the summit of Mount Everest on Thursday. The first governor had proceeded to do so. He judged an aspiring group of people with disabilities have conquered the iconic peak. Thousands of sexual assault survivors have been wrongfully discharged from the U.S. military for personal disorders and other mental health conditions that make them ineligible for benefits, according to a report out of Thursday by 2 human rights groups. In Nottingham, the first strains of pumping circumstance rang across the Wheaton College triple Saturday morning. Cheers and applause rose up from the crowd of about 400 graduates of the class of 2016 at the school's 180th commencement. As the graduates each carried a white rose proceeded around the sidewalk leading down to the church, many family members and friends lined the walkway. Cell phone cameras and apparent cameras, including yours truly and Barbara Stevens, in hands that captured their graduates' moments. Many alumni also attended, including a crowd of well wishes for the 25th reunion class in 1991, each wearing a yellow scarf and carried a yellow banner to them. The ceremony keynote speaker, their classmate Sunil Thomas George, who was being honored with a Doctor of Laws degree. The invocation was given by Rabbi Jonathan Burma-Krass, a professor of religion who called the comments of the sacred time. Class President Naja May Royal Flood's levy speech began with a moment of speech sounds for classmate Brendan Wilson and Jr., whose 2 was awarded possibly to family members. In Austin is still steady innovation despite the departure of Uber and Lyft. That's the message that Austin, Texas resident and CEO Oliver Gilbert wants the world here. If Orville and Wilbur Wright have caught a peek out of solar poles still taking a leisure spin to fight the cause, let me say, that's right, brother. Some will say they add the digital energy, but there are more that are greater truth to the point. China say that the problems of the U.S. steel industry stirred is not from the China's current action, but that America's past practice is protected. Hubert can tell what you have 4 batteries down and how to correctly add steps to the search process, but the company data collective power, say workers power, say rights groups. The new Horizon spacecraft is currently way away from Pluto outskirts of the solar system, but NASA officials have been talking about the observatory. Sometimes it's only to be choked, but spotted Mars this weekend to be breeze on one steps to head to the right after sunset to look toward the southeastern sky. There may be a deadly new invasive species lurking around in photo drops that the team of scientists have divided 3 red wells kept to remind me of now crocodiles, a species native to Africa, and scientists locate genes beyond what the presence of a human nose. Health news from Estocomanias. Research involves we learn more about the damaging effects of the Zika virus as on the development brain and the danger poses that the couple try to consent. Nearly 30,000 deaths a year can be attributed to the abuse of heroin and prescription painkillers, opioids like Oxycontin, Valium, Percocet, and Methadone. A controversial new study contends that a low salt diet could be dangerous to your health. A big up and coming change to the Food and Drug Food on Friday. First Lady Michelle Obama, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, formally unveiled FDA's new required nutritional information label for packaged foods. Among the software which IBM has an addition in number round of job cuts for the company announced in April according to multiple media reports. Caracas, Venezuela. Coca-Cola sees local production of sugar drinks amid a widespread sugar shortage in Venezuela as the country remains in a state of emergency. Fall River, Massachusetts, a New Bedford man has been sentenced to prison for assaulting a pregnant girl from a busy highway. Louis Sereno was sentenced to 4 to 5 years beyond bars, followed by 2 years of probation. The 29-year-old Sereno was convicted by a Fall River Superior Court jury of strangulation and detention of aggravated assault and battery. Boston Congressman Joe Kennedy is pushing the legislature would have been religious exemption laws that guarantee fundamental civil and legal rights. Peter Chell News time, 7:33 p.m. on this Saturday evening, and it's time now for a sport report. The Boston Red Sox defeat the Cleveland Indians 9-1 at Fenway Park. Alright, take a look at some other Major League Baseball scores. Top of the first, no score between Houston Astros and Texas Rangers. Bottom first, 0-0 tie between the Washington Nationals and the Miami Marlins. No score but bottom first between the San Francisco Giants and the Chicago Cubs. Top of the eighth, Colorado Rockies Pittsburgh Pirates tied at 1 apiece. Kansas City Royals over the Chicago White Sox 2-1. Minnesota Twins over the Colorado Blue Jays 5-3. Atlanta Braves shut out the Philadelphia Phillies 2-0. New York Yankees over the Oakland Athletics 5-1. St. Louis Cardinals and the Arizona Diamondbacks 6-2. Seattle Mariners over the Cincinnati Reds 4-0. Detroit Tigers over the Tampa Bay Rays 5-4. And New York Mets over the Milwaukee Brewers 5-4. And Los Angeles Angels and the Baltimore Orioles get underway by 10:05 p.m. out of Anaheim, which is 7:05 p.m. their time. And Los Angeles Dodgers San Diego Padres get away by 10:10 p.m., which is 7 p.m. California time. MLS Soccer Stars, New York Red Bulls smoked the New York City 7-0. Chicago Fire over the Houston Dynamo 1-0. The Columbus Crew of the Toronto FC Trials 0-0 tie. And New England Red Bulls should take on the now FC Dallas. And 8-5 left first period. San Jose Sharks, St. Louis Blues, no score. And tries to start to the previous day. 2 hunts and that after a race at a Pimlico race course at Baltimore Harbor Bridge had Brown to win the day's first play by a half race late by a rainy Saturday. Conqueror North Carolina. NASCAR's last chance race in a sponsor Saturday night's All-Star race was so thrilled that the main event had been trouble mentioning it. Raffin and Nadal Spain can be discounted the French Open, but the States, even on clay, are lucky behind them. London, where just a little got what to be the winner in the 10 minutes of extra time remaining. Louis Van Gaal stumbled from the bench. The fifth were pumping as they create the edge of a technical error where he had folded his assistant. Peter Chell News Times, now 7:34 on this Saturday evening, and it is time now for a travel report. Let's study off down in Rhode Island, where it's looking good in hours and always the ocean state. Southeastern Massachusetts and Cape Cod always looking good except on 24 in the northbound side. A little slow from Ayrton Boulevard. The name on the way to Route 139 in Stoughton. Route 1 and Boffins around the Gillette Stadium. It's a little slow due to the soccer game between New England and Dallas. 7 to 10 slow. Callan Tunnel's looking good. But otherwise, Eastern Massachusetts and Central Massachusetts and Rhode Island highways are looking good. Western Massachusetts highways looking good as a pack is looking good from Boston down to Stockbridge. I-80 sponsored Little Snowman in the New Britain stretch. Up in New Hampshire. Vermont and Maine, it's looking good. New York State Freeway highways are looking good. New York State Freeway is looking good from New York to Buffalo, but New York City highways, they are slow go. 95 on both ends of Little Snowman, the Bronx to the George Washington Bridge. Lincoln Tunnel and the Queensboro Tunnels are slow go. 278 on both ends, it's so from 9th to Jersey Turnpike all the way at the Brooklyn on both ends. Last Express, it's so from 285 to Queens all the way at the Manhattan. Bill Parker East spots out Little Snowman, Brooklyn stretching its breaks again from Brooklyn all the way at the JFK Airport. I-87 to both ends of Little Snowman from the Bronx all the way out to Manhattan. West Side Highway, it's a Little Snowman, Route 95, and FDR Drive, it is slow on the southbound side of Harlem all the way to Lower Manhattan. New Jersey Turnpike, otherwise looking from New York to Wilmington and Garden State Parkway is looking from Wildwood all the way out to New York. Highways and byways of Pennsylvania and New York are looking good, and highways and byways of Maryland and DC are looking good, and the Baltimore Harbor Tunnel is a little slow, and 660 sponsored Little Snowman Virginia stretch. Okay, taking a look at some MBTA alerts at 7:36. Blue Line Express and minor delays to the switch problem at Orient Heights. Silver Line Express and minor delays to the traffic. And on commuter rail, looking good. And on the ferries, they are looking good. Peter Channel News Times at 7:37 on this Saturday evening. And it's time now for a for weather report. And take a look at the latest radar situation. It shows a line of rain showers stretching from eastern Tipalaga, stretching all the way south of Nantucket Buffer's Vineyard. And to the west of us, we're seeing some spotty rain showers around the Berkshires and southern Vermont and down in the southeastern portions of Vermont. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this. Tonight, a chance rate after 10 p.m. Clouds skies about 50 degrees, upper about 6 miles on cover cavity DD, chest patient 50%, new Prince about 3 to 10 quarter days possible for Sunday. Shots like rain before 8 a.m. Clouds skies about 62 degrees, Dolphins about 5 to 11 miles, gusts as high as 21 miles on chest patient 6%, new Prince about 3 to 10 quarter days possible. Sunday night, chance of shots, Bay up. Most skies about 48 degrees, north about 8 miles on chest patient 20%. Monday, slight chance of shots, front side skies about 7 degrees, chest patient is 20% and north about 8 miles on. And Monday night, chance of shots, most skies about 51 degrees and northeast about 5 miles at chest patient 50%. Tuesday, chest shots. Thunderstorms, most skies about 64 degrees. Chest patient 50%. Thursday, most skies about 52 degrees. Wednesday, most steady podcast got up it to 81 and a low about 57 degrees. Thursday, most steady podcast got about 84 about 59 degrees. Friday, parts of the most skies got about 82 about 59 degrees. And for Saturday, parts of the skies got about 88 degrees. Currently, in not here, it is 62 degrees and it's now overcast with humidity 50% and 17 above Celsius. And that's me with the Peter Channel. 80 news on May 21st, 2016 on a Saturday evening. Please have a good evening and a good positive. I'll see you at 11 o'clock for a Peter Channel set off news report. Have a good evening.